Welcome to This Explainer. Today, we're launching an enthusiastic investigation into a device that's been making some serious waves in the portable cooling market. Yep, we're talking about the Shark FlexBreeze HydroGo fan. Now, if you've been looking for a way to beat the heat, you've probably heard the bold claims surrounding this little machine. Our goal today is to strip away all that glossy marketing, dig into the actual data, and figure out exactly what this device brings to the table. We're going to do that by drawing directly from the manufacturer's own specifications alongside the raw, unfiltered feedback of hundreds of verified users. Because, it all really boils down to one huge question. Shark is pitching this as the ultimate portable fan. We're talking an ultra-powerful indoor and outdoor misting marvel that you can supposedly take absolutely anywhere. But in the world of modern tech appliances, we all know the initial promise can sometimes be just a little too good to be true. So, does the Shark FlexBreeze actually deliver the cooling revolution it promises, or is it just another drop in the bucket? To find the truth, we're going to break this down into 5 key areas: the portable cooling promise, unpacking the specifications, where the fan succeeds, the battery life bottleneck, and finally, is it worth it?
Okay, let's jump right into Section 1, the portable cooling promise.
The sheer ambition of Shark's marketing claims is what immediately grabs your attention. They aren't just saying this is a good fan, right? They are throwing out some heavy-hitting buzzwords. They promise up to 70 feet of quiet cooling coverage. They boast an evaporative misting feature that creates ultra-fine droplets, which are meant to reduce ambient temperatures by up to 5 degrees. Furthermore, they really highlight its dual nature. It's designed for both corded and cordless use, promising a long-lasting battery runtime while also functioning with limitless runtime when you have it plugged in. Honestly, it sounds like an absolute dream for those sweltering summer days.
Moving right along to Section 2, unpacking the specifications.
Let's transition away from the hype for a second and look at the cold, hard hardware numbers. It is incredibly lightweight at just 3.9 pounds, which makes that portability claim very realistic. The noise level sits at 36 decibels. That is remarkably low. We're talking about the sound level of a quiet library. It features 5 different speed settings powered by a brushless motor, pushing 425 cubic feet of air per minute to theoretically hit that 70-foot range. It's also a very compact, 11.47-inch tall tabletop unit designed with an integrated water tank to power that misting feature.
All right, Section 3, where the fan succeeds.
Let's see what happens when hundreds of paying customers actually take this thing out of the box and turn it on. The big picture is surprisingly positive. Out of 443 global ratings, the FlexBreeze holds a very respectable 4.3 out of 5 stars. Breaking that down, a massive 71% of users gave it a perfect 5-star rating, and another 10% gave it 4 stars. So over 80% of customers are highly satisfied with their purchase. The overall reception is genuinely positive, but we have to ask, what specifically is driving all these 5-star reviews? Well, our AI analysis of customer reviews reveals some very clear winning categories. First up, noise. 15 different customers specifically highlighted the very quiet operation, which totally backs up that 36 decibel spec we talked about earlier. Users say it doesn't distract people in the stands at sports games at all. Next, the cooling performance is a massive hit. There were 20 direct mentions of excellent cooling, especially during hot days and humid nights. People absolutely love bringing this lightweight fan to baseball tournaments, the beach, or just chilling in the backyard. And notably, users universally agree that when it's plugged into a power source, the fan works flawlessly, delivering strong, consistent airflow.
But wait, because here comes Section 4, the battery life bottleneck.
With such high ratings, you might be thinking this is a flawless product. But as we dug deeper into the data, we found a glaring flaw running consistently throughout the customer feedback. There is a massive disconnect between hype and reality here. Shark markets a long-lasting battery runtime for reliable all-day cooling. But when we aggregate real customer reviews, the sobering reality is that the battery doesn't last long at all. This is where the marketing hype firmly collides with reality. I really want to emphasize the sheer volume of this complaint. Out of 60 total customer mentions regarding the battery life, a staggering 44 of them were distinctly negative. That is a massive pain point. Customers repeatedly report that the battery dies way too quickly, especially when you push the fan to its higher speed settings or try to use the misting feature aggressively.
To really understand this dynamic, let's look at 2 sides of the same coin. First, consider this quote from Liz, who actually left a 5-star review. She notes, "At a full charge and full speed, it lasts about 2 hours. For me, this is not a big deal as I'm always able to get close to a plug." Liz loves the fan because her specific lifestyle keeps her near power outlets. For her, 2 hours on max speed is perfectly acceptable for a quick stint outside.
But now, contrast that with a reviewer named ML Vicky, who left a 1-star review and had a vastly different experience. They wrote, "Took off charge, put on level 4, lasted 8 minutes, then turned off." This user experienced severe battery failure and extreme frustration, noting they couldn't even get the device to charge properly to begin with. Now, while 8 minutes might be an extreme case of a potential battery defect, the overarching theme across dozens of reviews is crystal clear. If you need all-day off-grid cooling on high power, this battery is going to leave you sweating. On top of that, the misting feature itself is surprisingly polarizing. Some folks love the breeze, but others complain the mist is weak, confined to a very narrow airstream, and runs out of water in as little as 20 minutes.
Which brings us to our final section. Is it worth it? You've seen the manufacturer specs, the high praise for its quiet cooling, and the stark warnings about its battery life. Let's synthesize those pros and cons directly so you can decide if the price tag is justified for your specific needs. On the positive side, this fan is fantastic for near-outlet use. If you're on a patio, in a bedroom, or at a sports game with a portable power bank, its whisper-quiet operation and 3.9-pound portability absolutely make it a winner. But on the negative side, it is terrible for long off-grid trips, like extended camping. The battery just cannot support sustained high-speed use, and that evaporative misting feature is polarizing, requiring frequent water refills and offering a fairly narrow cooling stream.
So what's the clearest takeaway we can give you? The Shark FlexBreeze is best used plugged in, or for brief targeted outdoor events. It is a highly capable, exceptionally quiet personal cooler that shines when it has a steady power supply. But it definitely struggles to live up to the all-day cordless fantasy.
Which leaves us with this final thought for you to ponder. Is the convenience of a highly portable, ultra-quiet fan worth the anxiety of a ticking battery clock? It really all comes down to how you plan to use it. Thanks for joining us for this explainer. Keep asking questions, and we'll see you next time as we decode the reality behind the products in your life.